Assalamu alaikum and greetings to the esteemed participants and respected guests. My name is Varda Siddiqui and I am currently pursuing my master's in biomedical engineering from NAD University of Engineering and Technology. Also, I am honored to serve as the lead representative of Bazm-e-BME for the team of research and innovative work. As your host for tonight, I welcome you all to this insightful session. The title of this webinar today is an outlook of medical devices, research and development process in Pakistan. We are joined by Mr. Saim Ali Gardezi and Mr. Khalid Mahmood, who are the founder and co-founders of Bazm-e-BME respectively. We are also joined by our esteemed guest for the evening, who will share his thoughts and enlighten us regarding the topic. First of all, I would like to give you all a brief introduction about Bazm-e-BME. Biomedical engineering is our beloved field, as you all know, and for the promotion of this field, the Bazm-e-BME Society was established in August 2022. Bazm is an Urdu word which means a pleasant gathering. Bazm-e-BME is a society which is trying to create a connection between the students and professionals of biomedical engineering in Pakistan. It is providing all the necessary guidelines and support accordingly. Our main motive is to provide positive and valuable efforts for sharing the knowledge of biomedical engineering in Pakistan. Alhamdulillah, Bazm-e-BME has now reached more than 1,300 members from all across the country and from different universities of Pakistan. Alhamdulillah, Bazm-e-BME is proud to serve as a beacon of hope for the future of biomedical engineering in Pakistan, with its vision to spread the message of biomedical engineering to every corner of the country and contribute to the process of research and development at the highest level. We are poised to make a real difference in the lives of millions of Pakistanis as we are encouraged to build a new generation of biomedical engineers who will be at the front line of solving the healthcare challenges in Pakistan. Now, before further ado, I would like to introduce Mr. Sufyan to recite a few verses from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. Translation. Read, O Prophet, in the name of your Lord, who created humans from a clinging cloth. Read, and your Lord is most generous, who taught by the pen. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Jazakallah, Mr. Sufyan, for reciting the holy verses in your soulful voice. Now, without further delay, it is my great pleasure to extend our honored welcome to Professor Dr. Nazabat Ali, who is the guest speaker for tonight. He is a chartered engineer in UK and he is also a fellow member of Institute of Mechanical Engineers. Dr. Murtaza holds a PhD degree in material sciences from the University of Sheffield. He also holds an MPhil degree in biomedical materials from Queen Mary University of London. Also, he holds an MSc degree in biomedical engineering from Brunel University of London. After completing his PhD and postdoc, he has returned to Pakistan and has now joined NUST. Dr. Narzabat's career is marked by a series of significant achievements. He has served as the founding chair and professor of biomedical engineering and sciences department at NUST. He has also played a significant role in founding and establishing the Center of Excellence Medical Devices Development Center. He has also served as the founding CEO of Innovative Health Technologies, which is a subsidiary of NUST University. His most recent role is as the CEO of Revive Medical Technologies. He has also served as a distinguished scholar for OIC Standing Committee on Scientific and Technological Cooperation. He has also been a member of expert committee at Regulatory Authority of Pakistan. Sir, we are really thankful to you for taking our time out and playing a vital role in advancing the medical device industry in Pakistan. Please, everyone, I would like you all to join me in welcoming Dr. Murtaza Najabat Ali.
Assalamu
Welcome.
alaikum, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I believe I'm audible and you
Walaikum
can
assalam.
hear
Ji,
me.
sir. You are.
Yeah. So I'm really thankful for Bazm-e-BME and especially the organizing committee at Bazm-e-BME for having me. And I welcome all the fraternity related to biomedical engineering and sciences. And today I'm going to talk about my journey in a chronological order, and I'll discuss about. I'll give you a quick briefing about the medical device R&D and production process in Pakistan, which is directly related to my journey. So let me just share slides with you. Just give me a minute. Sorry for the delay. I hope you can see the slides on the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about an outlook of medical device R&D and production process in Pakistan. My name is Dr. Murtaza Najabat Ali, and by profession I'm a biomedical engineer. And I'll start with the with a brief snapshot about my profile. Then I'll discuss about Pakistan's first medical device R&D facility, moving on to Pakistan's first medical device production facility, and then I will give you introduction about Revive Medical Technologies and its R&D and both manufacturing and portfolio. So I'll start with my profile. As I've said, I'm by profession biomedical engineer with a experience of about two decades. I've been working for the last 2 decades. I've been working in both academia and industry, and I've been having multiple roles in both segments of this field, especially academia and industry. So I, as Varda, as I has already introduced, give my introduction. I studied in 3 universities in UK. I was in Brunel. I did my masters over there. I studied in Queen Mary University of London, where I did my MPhil, and then I was in Sheffield for my both PhD and postdoc. So Allah has been very kind to me, and as Varda mentioned, I was holding 3 portfolios at NUST University, and I was also an employee of federal government under the Ministry of Science and Technology. I was founding director of Medical Devices Development Center, which was first of its kind in this country as a center of excellence. It was there was a mandate given to me by Prime Minister office, and we established my Medical Devices Development Center at NUST. And then it's a state-owned medical device industry named as Innovative Health Technologies, which I founded, which is a subsidiary of NUST. And I was also founding HOD Biomedical Engineering and Sciences Department, where I was also teaching as a professor. And recently, I've also elected as a distinguished scholar as ComStack for the capacity building of OIC member states. And I just left NUST few months ago, and I joined Revive Medical Technologies, for which I'm going to give you an introduction of Revive Medical Technologies very shortly in my subsequent slides. So I was having a very unique career in NUST. I was actually an employee of NUST. I used to be an employee of NUST, and I was also working under the ambit of Ministry of Science and Technology as a director, Medical Devices Development Center. I've I've, I've filed numerous patents, published a lot, um, developed different prototypes for the industry, and even developed products which are through a very extensive process of test and trial and licensing and regulatory registration process. I managed to got them approved from Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan, and they are in the commercial phase, and they are being supplied to different hospitals now. I managed to secure funding for both research and development, and also for the technology transfer of the various technologies which we developed in our R&D center. And I'm also, as Varda has already mentioned, I'm a chartered engineer from UK Engineering Council. I'm also a professional engineer for Pakistan Engineering Council, ex-member in DRAP, elected as a distinguished scholar at Comstack. I was awarded I'm the recipient of National Development Award by the Federal Government of Pakistan in 2016 based on outstanding research related activities I was involved in. I also got the gold medal at one of the conferences in Europe. So moving on to Pakistan's first medical device R&D facility. This whole process started when I left UK and I came back and I joined NUST in 2012 uh, as a HOD Biomedical Engineering and Sciences Department. I started the Masters and PhD program, established different research labs, and even I also managed to set up my own R&D facility, and then we started doing the research work, and it was all primarily translational research. So we started working with the industry for the applied projects, and where because in the first place when I landed back in Pakistan after UK, I realized that there is going to be no trained HR available for me if I'm going to set up an industry in Pakistan. So I had this vision already in my mind that I'm going back to Pakistan and I'm going to set up a medical device industry in Pakistan. And so first gap which I highlighted was basically human capital, which was not available in Pakistan. So I landed in NUST. I established Biomedical Engineering and Sciences Department. And there was another gap which was actually applied research, because people in way back, more than a decade ago, they were just focusing on the academic and research, and they were not actually more um, uh, engaged in the industrial research. So I started when I established the R&D facility and labs and everything. So I started rolling out the projects which were industrial, which were having some industrial scope. Like uh, they were like it was basically a two-prong approach. For some of the projects, we were developing products for the industry, and for some of the projects, we were actually developing technology, process technology for the industry. Because most of the industry, especially in Pakistan, like if I quote Sialkot, which is a surgical industry, mostly within Sialkot industry, the processes are manual. So we started developing automated processes for the Sialkot industry, and we also started developing different products for the industry, both for pharma industry, both for surgical industry in Sialkot. So this is what which where the medical device R&D process started way back in 2012, and where we developed different technologies and we started transferring those technologies to the industry through DOT process. These are some of the technologies which I'm mentioning here. Because of the time constraint, I won't be able to share most of the technologies here which we develop for the industry. And we got different uh, funded projects from the industry, like uh, this technology we developed and we transferred to the pharmaceutical industry while I was in NUST. And then we developed another device, which this is actually a suturing device, because most of the surgeons, when they are operating, especially they are doing abdominal surgery, so needle stick injury is a very common issue during surgery. So especially when they are doing surgery with the hepatitis A or HIV positive patient, so there is a risk involved in blood related to the transmission of blood-borne diseases. So for that purpose, Shifa International funded this project, and we developed this device, which is a suturing device. It's like the concept is just like your shaving trimmer, and you can see this semicircular cartridge, which is already preloaded with the suture, and all you have to do is to just press the button, and it will start suturing. So this concept we developed for the Shifa International, and then we started developing different concepts for the Salcoat industry. There's one concept we developed for the industry, and there's a huge list of different technologies which we developed for Salcoat industry, especially for the surgical industry. And we have also gave process automation solutions to this sports industry in Salcoat. Like you can see here, these are actually the pentagons and hexagons, and they were actually sort of sorting it manually. So we gave them this technology so that this technology automated the whole process, where it started sorting the pentagons and hexagon panels of the football, so that they can be staged subsequently. Same is the case with other technologies. In one of the industry in Sialkot, they were doing the grinding and polishing manually of the surgical instruments. So we gave them this machine. You can see the pedals here. They can press the pedal, and it was into primarily. I mean, mostly this machine was the process was automated, and there were some human interventions involved in this technology. And you can see there is another technology which was related to surgical instrument counting machine, because counting of the surgical instruments, especially when they are in thousands and 100,000 pieces, the surgical industry was facing a lot of anomalies in their process. So we gave them this solution. Same is the case with this machine. This is a dip coating machine for the coating of surgical instruments. Previously they were doing this process manually, and then we gave them this process. This is a complete automated process, and all they have to do is to just click the button and just select the size of the instrument, and it will do the rest. So the reason why I'm showing you this whole development related examples here is that when I landed back in NUST, I found multiple gaps, uh, and then I started filling those gaps. One of the gap was HR, so I established biomedical engineering and sciences department. And the second gap was like that there was a scarcity of basically multidisciplinarity in my R&D facility. So I started developing the PCBs, and we started working on the subtractive manufacturing techniques and additive manufacturing techniques, and even we started working on the software side, where we were developing different softwares for the embedded systems. So, and uh, along with that, I've been working with different biomaterials and coating formulations and coating technologies. So I decided that if I will have to set up a medical device industry, uh, so I should be having most of the components of that industry under one roof. Otherwise, I will have to outsource many things, because having it's a multidisciplinary field, and where you can have different facets of the engineering and sciences. So if you don't have that kind of specialty and core competency within your own setup, then you will have to outsource that kind of processes and that kind of R&D work and production work. So that was actually the reason that I started working on different uh, directions within the R&D setup. and I, I had no option but to create that kind of diversity within that R&D facility. So they were like different teams working on different technologies, like some of the teams working on embedded systems, some of the team they were working on softwares, and some of the team they were working on the fabrication of those devices. And there were some team members who were working on the biomaterials involved, especially on the coating side, and some there were some sensors which we developed in the past, like you can see this piezo-resistive sensor, and there were some formulations as well we used and we developed. We synthesized. These are all plant-based extracts which we developed, and we even carried out comparative study in animal study with the counterparts in the in which were already available in the commercially available. So you can see there anti-inflammatory drugs and anti-proliferative drugs and anti-diabetic drugs which we synthesized in the past. I'm sorry, because of the time constraint I won't be able to show you everything here because there's a lot of data, and there's a lot of work which we have done and we developed, but I'll try to uh, show you most of the things here. And same is the case with the machines, because we were developing machines for the surgical industry and for the local industry, and we were trying to automate their processes. And that kind of skill set we used in our own medical device production facility, which I will be sharing with you shortly. But these are some of the machines which we developed for the production unit. Initially, we got the machines from the German industry, where my team and myself we got trained. And and then when we decided to expand its production capacity, we started developing our own machines. So you can see here there are some machines which we developed in house, very cost effectively and very time efficiently. And so you can see here, these are some of the machines used in the stent drug coating and stent polishing and visual inspection and fatigue testing machine for the stents. And you can see these are from some drugs, like inflammatory drugs and anti-proliferative drugs which we synthesized in the past, and we used these drugs in the coating of our medical devices. So this was actually this is actually a process where the medical device R&D facility came into being. I started biomedical engineering and sciences department, and within that department, then we established this R&D facility, and then we integrated this R&D facility with the industry and with the local industry in Pakistan, and then we use the same core competency involved in that R&D facility for the Pakistan's first medical device production facility. So this process of Pakistan's first medical device production facility started way back in 2007, when I just came briefly for like 2-3 years in Pakistan after Brunel University. After doing my master's in Brunel University, I just came for 2-3 years in Pakistan, and I established a pilot scale production facility for coronary stents at NESCOM. And this process was also very interesting, because when I did my master's in Brunel, I wrote a letter to the president of Pakistan, and then letter was well received by the president, and he forwarded that letter to the chairman NESCOM, Dr. Samar Mubarakman. And eventually I landed in NESCOM in 2007, and I established this production facility of coronary stent manufacturing. But somehow NESCOM didn't carry it forward to the commercial scale. I had to go back to UK. I joined Queen Mary University of London afterwards. Then I moved to University of Sheffield for my PhD postdoc, and then eventually I landed in NUST, where I established biomedical engineering department and established this medical device R&D facility, which I just shared with you in my previous slides. So what happened in basically in 2016, there was a stent scandal happened in Punjab, where expired stents were implanted in patients, and Supreme Court took suo motu notice, and Prime Minister office took very serious notice of it, and they started approaching, they started searching for that scientist who developed a pilot scale production facility for stents in NESCOM. And eventually they called me and Rector Nust, and they gave me a mandate to establish purpose-built medical devices development center at Nust University and its commercial arm, which was a public sector company like Innovative Health Technologies. So this process was started in 2017. Pakistan's first medical device industry was established um, through the funding of federal government, and it was the first industry which was certified by through a very rigorous inspection and auditing process from UK accredited government-based accreditation agency. Their auditors came and they used to come biannually, and they gave us this certification, ISO 13485 certification. And eventually we got the manufacturing license from DRAP, and Prime Minister, he came and he inaugurated that facility, and where we were uh, uh, where you can see the patients, the products which were developed in that production facility, they went through a very rigorous test and trial process, from animal trials to human trials, multi-centric human trials, from Europe and from different cardiology hospitals in Pakistan. And eventually when this facility was inaugurated by Prime Minister of Pakistan, so we called upon all the patients and doctors, cardiologists, and they gave their testimony, and they shared their experience. And patients, they shared their experience, and you'll be surprised that all those patients we called upon from different provinces in Pakistan, some of them, they were welders and some rickshaw drivers, and some of one of the patient was like, was having a vegetable cart. Yeah, so you can see the kind of benefit it entails, this kind of activity, that the general masses, they started getting benefit because the products were very cost effective. I'll come to the products very shortly, and these are some of the snapshots of the production facility which we established through the from the federal government support at Nust University. So this is state of the art industry in Pakistan. It is still working, and there are like 6 products already approved from DRAP, and they are being rolled out into different hospitals. Most of the hospitals are in Karachi, in Multan Institute of Cardiology, Faisalabad Institute of Cardiology, Rawalpindi Institute of Cardiology, NICBD Karachi, and Taba. They are the main beneficiaries of these products, the products coming out from this facility. So these are the cardiovascular products which we started rolling out to the market. Bare metal stent is Rejuvenate, Vasoclite is angioplasty balloon catheter, Endeavor is drug-eluting stent system, and Tracker is diagnostic angiographic catheter. And there is a very vibrant and very bright and accomplished team working in that center. You can just go and visit NUST anytime, and you will, as a Pakistani, you will feel proud to visit that kind of facility, because this is first of its kind in Pakistan. And during COVID, we also developed some respiratory devices, and the federal government further uh, supported us. And you can see uh, there's another production plant added to this cardiovascular plant, which is electromedical plant. And we established powered air purifying respirator and ventilator, and they went through the tests and trials from Pakistan Engineering Council and eventually from DRAP. So these are the products which are actually being developed in this production facility. Now, with that backdrop, I would like to draw your attention towards Revive Medical Technologies. And because Revive, I just left NUST few months ago, and I joined Revive Medical Technologies as a CEO and one of the co-founder. Its head office is in Delaware. It's a US-based entity, and its satellite office with a very unique R&D facility is in Islamabad. And we call it one-stop shop. Why we call it one-stop shop, that I'll come to you on this point very shortly. Uh, Sorry, something happened. Yeah, as I said, its head office is in US, and in Islamabad we have satellite office with a very unique R&D facility. This Revive Medical Technologies is also one of its kind. It's first of its kind in the world, and that actually concept inspired me a lot, and that is the reason I joined and I started working in this company. Because let me apprise you with some facts. There are different types of medical devices. Like you must have seen my previous slides that there are different regulatory classes of the medical devices, like class 1, class 2A, class 2B, class 3, and in some of the regions they call it class A, class B, class C. These are actually the classification of these medical devices are associated with the type of risk they are imposing to the body, to the patient body. But I'm talking about the types of medical devices. There are two types of medical devices. Number one is active medical device. Primarily, I'm not talking about all the types of medical devices, because now that in these days the regulatory framework has been designed and implemented in the world, even the medical diagnostic softwares are considered as a medical device. So there are two primary medical types of medical devices. One is active medical devices, which entails some circuitry, some power supply, um, some sort of embedded software. These are all active medical devices, like ventilators and syringe pumps and infusion pumps and ECG. They are all active medical devices. And there is another type which is non-active, which is like, it can be invasive, it can be non-invasive, which doesn't require any power supply, like vascular plugs, stents, angioplasty catheters, um, syringes. They are all non-active medical devices. So let me apprise you with the medical device innovation process in the world. The medical device innovation process always originates primarily from either from the physician's mind or from the medical device manufacturer, because physician is the one who is working with that gadget or device or tool for the last X number of years, and he cannot he is actually on is the only entity who can come up with an ingenious idea how to modify it and how to come up with a new concept so that that treatment can be improved. So this medical device innovation process, it originates either from from the physician's mind or from the medical device manufacturer. The kind of research and innovation involved with manufacturer is mostly forced, because manufacturers into competition in the world, and they are always being forced to come up with new generation of medical devices so that they can stay in the market, because every product has a life cycle. So I was talking about the origin of the medical device innovation process. So primarily these two components and these two actually are the factors from where the medical device innovation originates. But there are some other factors as well, especially after post COVID and during COVID. There are most of the startups, and especially from the Oryx, from different universities, people, they've started coming up with different startups with different ideas, and they are trying to translate those ideas into a medical device so that they can resolve that kind of community related healthcare problem. So all these components, where the medical device innovation process originate, they would need a CRO in the world, which is called Contract Research Organization. And there's according to one report, there are like approximately 590 CROs in the world, if I'm not wrong. And most of the CROs, these contract research organizations, are clinical research organizations, which are actually regulating clinical trials in the world. And the rest of the CROs, they are actually contract research organizations which are involved in the R&D process of medical devices. But there is a issue involved with contract research organizations in the world, that no one every CRO in the world has a very limited scope. So these are the problems. These are the four problems associated with the current CROs in the world. That number one, global absence of health tech R&D company having diverse, multifaceted R&D capability, experience, and technical strength. If one CRO is good in the R&D of stent, they have no clue about the catheters, and even they don't have any clue about the respiratory devices or any diagnostic devices or in vitro diagnostic devices. So every CRO has some specialty, and they're just focusing and targeting and working uh, in that field, in that area. So they have a very limited scope. And generally, physicians and health tech industries have ingenious ideas which are multidisciplinary in nature, and they are hamstrung with this kind of R&D process at different locations because with the limitation of the currently available CROs in the world, this whole medical device innovation process becomes a multi-venue sort of activity, and this makes the whole process very time-taking and costly. And mostly if, most of the time when this medical device innovation process is going through different locations and venues and different CROs, it takes a lot of time, probably few years, couple of years. So there is a high probability associated with that kind of process that the IP, the intellectual property of that physician or healthcare industry, gets compromised, because some of the time, from the third world, like from China, people, they come up with that kind of concept, and they are just going through that R&D process from different locations, from different CROs. And during that time, they normally hear that this concept is already in the market now. So this is actually the general problem associated with the medical device innovation process. And especially physicians, when they have no technical knowledge, they had to seek solution providers for each module of the R&D process from different companies. So conversion process from of that idea into an invoice or into a market ready product is gets very sluggish, and it's not most of the time economically viable. So this is where Revive Medical Technologies comes, where it gives you a full range end-to-end services with a very disciplinary and with a holistic approach, uh, by virtue of having that kind of uniqueness of multi-dimensional and multidisciplinary team and R&D facility, and that makes the whole process very time-wise and cost-wise very efficient. So Revive Medical Technologies is not only into R&D of different ideas, of R&D of different concepts. We are also giving manufacturing consultancy and regulatory consultancy, because we have a team of regulatory specialists who are working directly with FDA. They are FDA specialists. They are working with MHRA in UK. They are working directly with MHRA UK, and they've been working directly with the European regulatory bodies and even Saudi FDA and DRAP and Chinese. So they're working directly with regulatory bodies for the last more than 1 decade, and they're working with the most renowned US-based European medical device industries, and where they are getting their products FDA approved, CE marked. So this is also one of the regulatory services we are providing, and we are also providing manufacturing consultancy. I will come to that in my later slides. Can you see my slides?
No, sir, your presentation is stopped.
Something happened. Just give me a minute. I hope I'm complying with the time, because I'm not sure. I think I'm I'm almost halfway or more than halfway. There's some problem. I'm sorry about this glitch. Just resolving. You'll So you can see my presentation now.
Yes, sir, it's visible now.
Okay, let me go to the slide. I was actually Okay, so I was talking about the medical device innovation process and the role of revived medical technologies within that process. So our area of operations are we are giving full range end-to-end services. If you have any ingenious idea, we can translate into an idea into a into a design, into a functional design. We even do the simulation work and 3D modeling of that design, and then we convert that design into a prototype, into a functional prototype, and then conversion of that prototype into a product testing validation of the product, and then its regulatory licensing related matters. We are responsible for that. So it's a full range end-to-end services. We call it one-stop shop. You come with the ingenious idea and you go back with the licensed product. This is our R&D portfolio. I'll go straight to my areas of expertise. So as you can see, if you're setting up a manufacturing line, production line, we start with the technical feasibility of that project, and we give you a turnkey sort of services in the end, where your team is trained, your processes, manufacturer process lines are commissioned, or calibrated, validated, optimized, and your product is licensed and registered with the regulatory body, and we give you full control of that facility, and you can then afterwards run that production facility. That is actually the manufacturing portfolio of our Revive Medical Technologies. Same is the case with R&D portfolio, where if you come with an ingenious idea, we give you design services. We give you all um, uh, uh, services related to the prototyping and product testing validation. And if you can see here, where we have 5 different dimensions within Revive Medical Technologies. One of the component is biomaterials lab, where we are involved in the synthesis of different polymers, degradable polymers, hydrogels, drug formulations, bioscaffolds, passive drug carriers, and active drug carriers, and biosensors, and coating formulations. We are also working on the coating techniques. Like, there are different coating techniques in the world associated with the medical devices, like dip coating and ultrasonic atomization coating and spray coating. So there are different coating techniques, and we've been working with those techniques for the last many years. And there are some surface modification techniques where we are involved for the last more than 1 decade, like electrochemical polishing, passivation, anodization, and surface roughening of the substrate, in case sometimes you need that kind of a surface as well. So this is actually the biomaterials lab I'm talking about. And then we have active medical device suite, where we are developing different active medical devices, diagnostic devices, remote diagnostic devices, and therapeutic devices. And then we have non-active medical devices facility, where we are developing different non-active medical devices, like stents and catheters and vascular plugs, and different kind of invasive and non-invasive devices. Our fourth component is artificial and AI based, machine learning based medical diagnostic softwares, where we get different label data from different parts of the world, like CT, MRI images. Sometimes we get the skin data, and then we train our model, and that model actually classifies, and the disease, whether it is benign, malignant, and even we sometimes train model in a way that it do the staging of the diseases. And then our fifth component is, as I've told you earlier, that is actually manufacturing and regulatory consultancy. So this is actually an outlook of our R&D facility, and you can see different its facets of this facility. Like, we have additive manufacturing facility, subtractive manufacturing facility, design suite, and we've got PCB electronics development related labs, and we've got biomaterials lab and clean rooms, and different embedded system sort of suite we have. And then AI based different GPUs are available, and software engineers, they're working, and they're coming up with different softwares as a medical diagnostic softwares. And you can see different technologies here. This is just a quick snapshot of the facility. So now I'll just share with you the R&D and manufacturing and regulatory portfolio. I'll start with the Revive Medical Technologies R&D portfolio. I'm bound to share. I'm actually a bit constrained. I can't share the technologies which we are developing currently, but I can only share things which we have developed in the past. And you'll be surprised that we are giving R&D and manufacturing and R&D, services, manufacturing and regulatory services to the world. Our main clients are in US, North American based entities, companies. They are working with us. We are working for European companies. We are working with companies in GCC region like Middle East, and we are developing different technologies for the world now. So as you can see, mentioned about active medical devices. Our active medical devices entails video laryngoscope, which we developed in the past for industry. And we've also developed powered air purifying respirator, suturing device. We've developed medical equipment for neonatal ICU, like infant warmers, infant resuscitation units in the past. We developed infant phototherapy light because most of the preterm babies, neonates, their bilirubin level is quite high, so they would need phototherapy for initial 48 hours, 72 hours. So we developed this in the past. We developed X-ray, MRI, CT scan illuminators, ultra thin sensor based. We developed different pumps, infusion pumps, syringe pumps. That was actually the active medical devices portfolio. Now I will discuss about the non-active medical devices portfolio with you. You can see here different stents and catheters and balloon catheters and diagnostic catheters. Recently, we've developed a brain stent for North American entity for stroke patients. We're already working and developing coronary stents of different generations. And this is our biomaterials and drug synthesis portfolio, where we synthesize different pain relief ointments and thermoresponsive, photoresponsive hydrogels loaded with drugs and nanoparticles for different drug dispensation process. We have also developed some anti-diabetic formulations, anti-inflammatory formulations. There are different formulations which, because of the time constraint, I won't be able to share it with you. But we've developed anti-proliferative, anti-restenotic, anti-thrombotic formulations in the past. So this is our AI-based medical software portfolio, where, as I've told you earlier, that we got the CT, MRI scans, label data, and then we train our model, and these are actually medical diagnostic softwares which we are developing for different European and different US-based companies. Now coming towards manufacturing and regulatory consultancy related portfolio involved in Revive Medical Technologies. So we give you, as I've told you, that we give turnkey solution to the manufacturers to for both production related and regulatory services. So these are clients in the world where we have already worked and we are already working with them. You can see most of the names are from Europe, from US. You must have heard about Medtronic. It's a big name. They're one of the plant in Minnesota. Our regulatory specialists, they gave them regulatory services and they got their product FDA approved. So they are like different Germans and different European companies and Middle Eastern and companies who've been working with us for the last more than 1 decade. And recently, this is a flagship sort of project that a royal group in Saudi Arabia, they through a recommendation from European Medical Device Association, they signed an agreement with Revive Medical Technologies, and Revive Medical Technologies established Saudi Arabia's first coronary stent production facility. It is already commissioned and it is going through its optimization and other process related phases right now. My team is already there. and they have set up this production facility in Saudi Arabia, which is actually in line with the Saudi Vision 2030. So that's it from my side. The the forum is open for question and answers. If you have any questions, just ask me, because I try to be as concise, as possible, because of time constraint. There's a lot to be shared with you, but I've just shared with you my research related, R&D related, and industrial sort of dimension, and because of the time constraint. Um, I couldn't share with you my academic side, where I've been publishing a lot and filing different patents. So if you have any questions, the forum is open for Q&A.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
sir.
much, sir.
And I'm
And
sure
I'm
that the
sure that the
participants have
participants have
learned a
learned
lot
a
today.
lot today.
So I
So
would
I
encourage
would
them
encourage
to
them
please
to please
come and
come
ask a
and
few
ask a few
questions.
questions.
Hi, sorry, I was waiting for someone to open the question session. Good afternoon. From where I am, it's still afternoon in Sheffield, so probably evening in Pakistan. So I'm Dr. Sarah. I'm from Sheffield. So first, I would like to congratulate Dr. Murtaza on this tremendous journey. So I have a question regarding the preclinical testing of the implants that have been developed in innovative a platform in NAST. So I was wondering, there was a lot of talk about the designing and the regulatory, journey of these implants. So I was wondering if there's any, in vitro preclinical testing models for biocompatibility or, vascularization or angiogenesis process that has been tested for these implants in this facility. So yeah, if you can share with me that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
I hope you can
I
hear
hope
me.
you can hear me.
Yeah. I can hear you clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's a good
it's a
question.
good question.
Well, most of the in
Most of
vitro
the in
testing
vitro testing
for in vitro
for in
testing,
vitro testing,
we used to
we
have
used to have
benches for physical, mechanical, and performance related assessments of the devices. And then we conducted a large porcine study in Poland, American Heart of Poland, where uh, the uh, they used pigs, large pigs, and they induce that atherosclerotic lesions into those pigs. And it was a comparative study between Abbott's Zines stent and the stent produced in NUST. And they eventually checked from OCT, from optical coherence tomography, from different at different endpoints about the re-endothelialization and revascularization related factors. And the results of that study were very promising. That was actually the triggering point for the initiation of multi-centric human trials in Pakistan. And we conducted multi-centric human trials in 4 or 5 different hospitals. And first we conducted the first in man trials, and then we conducted randomized trials where it was a comparative study between Abbott's Zines stent and the stent produced by NUST. And with regards to biocompatibility analysis, we also outsourced that testing to GLR lab in UK, and they conducted all the tests. There were like 18 different biocompatibility related tests, like genotoxicity and skin sensitization and carcinogenic related testing and other toxicology related tests they conducted. So there were like 18 tests they conducted, and the results were very promising. I hope I answer your question. Yes, Umair Hamad. So after your questions, I would like to just conclude uh, with some, take-home messages. If you will allow me a couple of minutes. So after we are
Sure,
done with
sir.
the questions, Q&A, give me a couple of minutes. I would like to actually share I've already shared my gist of my experience with the fraternity listening to me. But I would like to give them some take-home messages so that probably that can be of any help to anybody.
Sir, Omer is asking a question in the chat. If you can just open it.
Yeah, Umair, I've read your question. Uh, the ventilator we developed, it went through all the tests at Pakistan Engineering Council, and they've given provisional approval to NUST when I was leaving. And now the innovative health technologies, they were setting up its production line when I left NUST, and they were also getting DRAP approval for that. So Innovative Health Technologies got four approvals of their products. One was bare metal stent, drug-eluting stent, angioplasty balloon catheter, diagnostic angiographic catheter. Sorry, five. The fifth one was powered air purifying respirator. And ventilator is going through DRAP approval, and they're also setting up its production facility. And they're soon going to start its production. But for the rest of the products, they're already producing, and they are, supplying these products to the market.
Any other questions from the participants? Sir, I think we can take your concluding notes.
I would request everyone to, if you find time, just go and visit NUST University, and especially the Center of Excellence and the Pakistan's first medical device industry, innovative health technologies and medical devices development center. You must go and visit, and because this will give you another insight about the R&D works and the production related, uh, you know, uh, information and knowledge you will seek from that center, because that is first of its kind in Pakistan. So my last comment would be for the audience would be is that when I was in UK, I planned that I would like to do something for the country. Now I'm doing at Revive Medical Technologies. I'm open for the entire world. We are developing technologies for the entire world now. The entire world is open for me now. But when I was in NUST, I was focusing primarily in Pakistan for Pakistan. So when I was in UK, and I was about to land in NUST, and I was about to start this whole process, it was a very ambitious idea. It was a very sort of lofty sort of mission. Uh, but the good thing was that I remained consistent, and I worked day and night, and you can see with your own eyes if you go and visit that it is functional, it is working, and because when I graduated as a biomedical engineer in Pakistan, I had no platform. I had no R&D platform. I had no production related platform in Pakistan. So I had to go abroad, and I studied in three different universities in UK. So you just go and see with your own eyes that how many people like you, biomedical engineers and biomedical sciences, scientists, they are benefiting from that kind of platform. So if you have any idea, if you have any concept, if you would like to do something in your country, you know do it, and with a very consistent approach, and you will get the results eventually. Because people, things, they don't happen because of the inconsistency of the involved in most of the cases. So my humble request is for you is that stop chasing the very ambitious, scientifically ambitious ideas, because in Pakistan we have very fundamental issues. We don't have stents. We don't have even syringes properly. We don't have basic medical devices in Pakistan. And if you will do something, do an R&D on very ambitious ideas, very futuristic ideas, then they are not required in Pakistan. In a country like Pakistan, there's a huge gap for basics, for fundamentals, and every Pakistani is 100% relying on 100% imports. Everything we are using as a medical device, it is being imported from outside. So this is the only effort which we made in NUST, and this should be replicated in private sector, with the vision that you should fill those gaps in the society instead of fill. My request is that, my humble request is that in don't go towards those ambitious futuristic ideas, because we tend to copy, and we tend to replicate sort of Silicon Valley, and because they can afford to get into that kind of futuristic ideas, because they are developed societies. But in Pakistan we have very basics and fundamental problems. So you just identify that gap in the society and just start working on that. And I can assure you, if you will be consistent, and if you'll do hard work, you will get the results. You will find your solution, and you will be there tomorrow, getting and reaping the fruits out of it. So that is my humble request to the fraternity who is listening to me, that go and identify the gaps in the society and fill those gaps, instead of getting and running after very ambitious, scientifically ambitious ideas, futuristic ideas. We don't need it in Pakistan. Yes, if you would like to export your services the way I'm doing it at Revive Medical Technologies, yes, then you can.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but your mic has been muted.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was just telling you that at Revive Medical Technologies, I started exporting my research, R&D potential, and manufacturing and regulatory potential to the world. We are developing different technologies for the world. We are giving manufacturing solutions to the world. We are giving regulatory solutions to the world. But I would urge all of you who are listening here, that do something for Pakistan. You will have to identify gaps in the society, and then you will have to fill those gaps. And let me assure you, those gaps will be very basic in nature, will be very fundamental, because we don't have basic medical devices in country. We are all depending upon the imports. So thank you very much for listening to me, for taking out time, and for having me, especially Bazm-e-BME, the organizing committee of Bazm-e-BME. And if I can be of any help to you further on, let me know. I will definitely extend my help and support for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you, sir, because thank you for sharing your inspiring journey. Now, I would like to call Mr. Saim Gardezi, who is the founder of Bazm-e-BME, to say a few words and present to you the token of gratitude.
Thank you.
बहुत शुक्रिया आपका वर्दा। और बज़्म-ए-BME पाकिस्तान के हर नगर और हर डगर में बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियरिंग के फ़रोग़ के लिए कोशां है, और इस ज़मन में आप सब मुअज़्ज़ज़ीन के तावन के लिए समीम क़ल्ब से हम ममनून भी हैं और मशकूर भी हैं। रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट के हवाले से पाकिस्तान में हाथ से इक़दामात करने की ज़रूरत है, और बज़्म-ए-BME का यही मकसद है कि हम सब मिलकर अपने हिस्से का दिया जला सकें, ताकि तीरगी को कम से कम किया जा सके। बज़्म-ए-BME में इस वक्त करीबन 1300 मेंबरान हैं, जिनमें अक्सरियत तुलबा की है। अगर तुलबा की रहनुमाई की जाए तो हम मेडिकल डिवाइसेस खुद से अपने लोगों के लिए आसान तरीके से डिज़ाइन कर सकते हैं। अल्लामा इकबाल का शेर भी है कि नहीं है ना उम्मीद इकबाल, अपनी किश्ते वीरां से, ज़रा नम हो तो ये मट्टी, बहुत ज़रख़ेज़ है साकी। बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियरिंग के इल्म को अमल में लाकर इंसानी मेयार सेहत को बेहतर बनाने के लिए इंजीनियर प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर मुर्तज़ा नजाबत साहब की काविश मानी हेज़ भी हैं और काबिल सताश भी, और इनकी आजिज़ी भी हमारे लिए काबिल रश्क है। हम उनके शुक्रगुजार हैं कि उन्होंने बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियरिंग की वसअतों को उजागर किया। हम सर रियासत अली चंगेज़ी साहब, डॉक्टर सारा शफात, सर डॉक्टर तारिक जावेद, सर इंजीनियर अब्दुल बासित और तमाम सीनियर हजरात का भी शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं कि वो हमारे साथ जुड़े रहे। और आखिर में वर्दा, आपका भी बहुत शुक्रिया। वर्दा बज़्म-ए-BME की रिसर्च एंड इनोवेशन की टीम को लीड कर रही हैं, और बिला किसी मकसद के, सिर्फ और सिर्फ हमारा यही मकसद है कि बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियरिंग को प्रमोट करें। और सर आप सबका बहुत शुक्रिया। मिलकर बढ़ेंगे तो इंशाल्लाह दूर तक जाएंगे।
Thank you, Sain.
Thank you.
Now
Jazakallah.
it's time to
Assalamu
bid farewell to this webinar. I want to express my gratitude to the distinguished speaker and all the participants for joining us. And today's discussion has been really valuable, and it has shed light on the medical device research and development process in Pakistan. Let us carry the knowledge and inspiration that we gained here today into our endeavors, and together I'm sure that we can continue to advance and strengthen the field of biomedical engineering in our country. Thank you for your active participation. Thank you, everyone. We look forward to future collaborations and gathering. Allah Hafiz.